Now, the thought goes that if you're asking, is now the right time, you're too late. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that. I think that if you just start playing a game because an external event has happened and you've not been consistently involved or watching what's going on in the field, you could find yourself all at sea. It's a pretty complex situation right now.
I love the idea of hot tips. There's generally only about 3 of them because we're told that's all the human brain can deal with. But as you say, it's a little bit more complicated than a couple of hot tips.
That's right. Often you find people sharing a hot tip, and you need to ask yourself, where did the tip come from, and how hot is that tip now? If you're hearing it, you're not a large investment professional that's in the market all the time, is that tip necessarily a tip anymore? And look, frankly, I'm not sure that hot tips are really investment advice at all. In my new book, Investment Wisdom, I've interviewed 9 of Australia's leading investors, and they have some common ideas. And one of them is that you need to do your own research. You need to go and visit these companies and meet the management and experience the products and see for yourself whether really what that tip might be is in fact accurate about the company that you're seeking to invest in.
Yeah, so I guess the other thing as well, we're often told from a journalist perspective that you need to really look at who is telling you information and why they might be telling you that. What's your advice on that?
I think that's true. My year 4 teacher said to me, birds of a feather flock together. So pigeons with pigeons, magpies with magpies, eagles with eagles. And so if somebody's telling you, if this was such a great tip, why would they be telling you? Why wouldn't they be doing that themselves? Or are they just trying to build a consensus for their own ends? I'm very dubious about tips, as are the people that I've interviewed in my book. What people who want to invest need to think about is, are they buying a piece of paper or today some blip on a screen, or are in fact they looking to buy a part of a business? And long term, buying parts of a business and understanding that share market investing is buying a small part of a business, I think that would convince you that you need to understand that business. And I advise people to invest in things that they understand and they feel very passionate about, because if they're interested in a business, they're more likely to be able to find the energy to really study those businesses. It goes to what you regard investing as being. And so you will always make money from the long term, the power of compounding. And so if you can look at a business really as a share as part of a business and say, how likely is that business to survive and thrive over the long term, so that once you have the cost of investing, you get the long-term compounding benefit of that. That's the way to play in my view. And certainly the people I interview in my book and all of the great investors I've ever read about or met, that's what they talk about, is that short-term behavior in the market should really be regarded as trading, not investing. And some people are very good at trading, but clearly that's not investing, and that's certainly not what we advise our clients to do unless that's their full-time job.
And what about all those people who decided to get their money out of their superannuation, have decided to start trading short-term, as you say, believing that surely the market's hit the bottom, things can only get better, and therefore they start taking some risks even on blue chips?
Look, I think it's a very, very good question for all of us to consider, that the share market investing is more competitive than the Olympic team. That almost no fund managers outperform the market over time. And so if you think that you're going to be that person, that might not be very wise. However, if it's recreation, it's certainly better than the rise that I've seen in online gambling, where I think your odds of getting your money back are very small. I think if you're prepared and you want to spend some time, because you've got a little bit of extra time, using some of your capital to grow some wealth, then that might be a lot better than online gambling.
This is Ticker